What's up, my pack? Mount Vernon Kid here, back again. Your alpha is here, and welcome back to the Opinion Spot. Spend some time, but yeah, the Opinion Spot. The longest segment, my longest running segment on my main channel, on this channel indeed. And what are we here to talk about today? Well, if you have not played the Spider-Man game, should have got some rewards. I'm still a little hurt by that. Yes, you need to play it. You need to play it. And I'm about to send. I got this game for a good close friend of mine for Christmas. I just need to send it to him. But I haven't sent it to him yet. But I'm here because with all we have now, the DLCs are done. And yes, I have to put up my gameplay of the last DLC. There have been a lot of nuances. We saw a lot of different costumes, being from originals to classics that we see in the comics, to finally, which as much as it's cool, but I'm very ashamed at fans who kept harboring over Insomniac to put Sam Raimi's costume. You finally got it. I feel like Insomniac, you could have put it in, but you should have charged people for it. For all those people who were begging for it, and I didn't like that. I do not respect that. I do not. But I've said it before and said it again. Everybody's like, "Oh, how come this costume isn't it? Oh, how come this costume isn't it?" Dudes, you do know there's gonna be a sequel, right? There's no way that this game is one and done. There's gonna be sequels, and you gotta save some costumes for the sequel. And when I say that, that is the reason why I'm here. You guys are finally gonna get your wish, because today I'm giving you my top 6 costumes I want to see in the sequel to Spider-Man. So we're gonna do this backwards and not forwards. So we're going to go from 6 to 8. 6 to 1, excuse me. So, first and foremost, honorable mention, of course. The next sequel should definitely have gameplay where you play with Miles. So we have to have Miles in his costume, and we have to have him represented well. So Miles definitely has to be in costume with his own costume. As you can see, I'm wearing the shirt. If they want to add a new costume to it, then maybe the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse look that they had, because in that, Miles just pretty much spray painted over a regular Spider-Man costume. But yeah, that'd be great. But of course, honorable mention, you have to have Miles. You have to have Miles. I feel that Miles is needed, and they should have some gameplay of him where he does his own thing sometimes, maybe fighting villains that we haven't seen in this Earth, which is known as Earth 1048. I believe that's the Earth. Yeah, 1048 from the comics. Yeah, it was 1048, I believe. So yeah, but other than that, let's talk about the costumes that I want to see in the sequel. Okay, number 6 on the list should be none other than, believe it or not, I think it'd be cool to have, is none other than the Ricochet costume. Yes. Now, for all you guys who don't know, or be like, but wait, Ricochet is a character from the Slingers. Yes, you're right. He's a mutant, but before that, in a story arc called Identity Crisis, there was a bounty on Spidey's head, and he could not go as Peter. He couldn't go as Spider-Man. So Peter, with the help of Hobie Brown, aka the Prowler, Reed Richards, and he created 2 costumes of his own. He created 4 different identities: Prodigy, Hornet, Dusk, and Ricochet. And each costume was in each costume dealt with all the 4 monthly comics: Peter Parker Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Sensational Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. I believe, if I remember correctly, Ricochet was in the Amazing Spider-Man book. And it was cool. Peter, it was white, it was blue, he wore a leather jacket, he had like these like discs that he could throw, like shurikens, were really cool. Of course, he used his powers, his super strength, his speed, agility, spider sense, all that. But it was cool, and it was really interesting. It was dope. I enjoyed it. I was like, that's a cool costume, Peter. It was probably my favorite costume he had from that story arc. And I feel that, yes, Ricochet, I would love to see the Ricochet costume in the sequel, where he can use those like circle shurikens and throw them at people. It'd be great. Number 5 on the list is none other than, of course, the Ben Reilly Spider-Man costume. Yes, I was shocked that it wasn't in this costume. We got Ben Reilly as Scarlet Spider, but when Ben Reilly took over as Spider-Man, he had a dope costume. I liked it, and we saw that later be used with Mayday Parker in her universe. She wore that costume, but I loved it. It had the classic look, but the Spider Emerald was blue. There was more blue involved in it. The Spider cartridges, the web fluid cartridge was outside like a bracelet, and it was really cool. It was dope. I loved it. I was like, okay, that works. That was really cool. And of course, Ben Reilly being the first one to use impact webbing, but impact webbing was already in the first game, but it worked. It really worked. I thought it was cool. Number 4 on the list is none other than, believe it or not, the costume was dope. The cartoon was trash, but the costume was dope. The SpiderMan Unlimited costume. Yeah, go ahead, laugh it up. Yeah, I know y'all probably want to laugh that up. Go ahead, laugh it up. But don't deny the costume was whack, or the costume was ugly. Yes, I will admit maybe the web cape didn't work, but that costume was beautiful. The design of that costume was beautiful, and Peter can go invisible with it, and he can cloak himself. And one of the coolest things, and why I feel that it would be useful in the sequel, it had Sonics. He could just say Sonics on, and there will be a Sonic to deal with two certain symbiotic characters. Yeah. Think about it. But yes, I wouldn't mind seeing the Spider-Man Unlimited costume from the Spider-Man Unlimited cartoon in the next game. It worked. It would work. I'm just saying, it would work. Next on the list is none other than, in my opinion, another great costume for Peter. He only had it for a while, but the Spider-Man Captain Universe costume. In every other Spider-Man game they've had it, it was his most powerful costume. He would take no damage. When Peter had the spirit of Captain Universe, and he was unstoppable. And then Marvel started to depower that, because the first Spider-Geddon, he got killed. Yeah, let's think about it. So, but when Peter had that, it was cool. I liked the look. I thought it was dope. And it would be cool to see Insomniac bring that back, and showcase Peter invincible and invulnerable. You can't take 10. That would be the main power. It would be so cool. Number 2 on the list, of course, is gotta be the black costume, the symbiote. Of course, we didn't see it in this game. Why? Because it would seem that the symbiote was on somebody else. Yeah, remember? So, but it would be really cool to see the symbiote in this game and Peter using it. And of course, what would be some of the powers for it? You can do just maybe aggression, you know, because Peter got very aggressive when he had the symbiote. It started to change him. But I'm sure that will probably be a main costume in the sequel. Excuse me. So definitely. And my number one costume, which I felt should have been in this game, but I didn't cry about it and whine to Insomniac about it like other fans did about another costume, and I will not let that down. Y'all get no respect for that. The Future Foundation costume. The Future Foundation costume Spider-Man had was gorgeous. I love that costume. When Peter got that costume, when he joined the Future Foundation, replacing Johnny Storm for a while, I was like, yo, that looks beautiful. Why doesn't Peter wear white more? I loved it. It was perfect. It looked like the black suit, just white. The black eyes, the black symbol and embryo. It could and it also can change. It could change from being going all white, and then it could flip. It could go. It was like a negative costume. It goes from white to black. It could be black and white, or white and black. But it was perfect. It was beautiful. I really loved it. I thought it was great, and I'm like, oh man, I wish that was gonna be in this game, in the game. But hey, what can I say? Sometimes you get some things you want, sometimes you get. Don't get it twisted, Insomniac. I loved all the costumes that you put in the game, except for the Spider manga stuff. I wasn't really big on. I was like, yeah, you know, those could have been left out. But those guys happen to be 6 Spider-Man costumes I want to see in the sequel. I've seen other people do theirs. This is mine. Now, some of you probably saying, "Hey, Chris, what about Superior Spider-Man?" Well, y'all can have that. I could care less about that. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Mount Vernon Kid coming to you again with the opinion spot. You guys know the slogan, where your opinion matters. I look forward to hearing what you guys got to say in the comment section below. As always, peace, one love, stay tuned, keep it real. As always, be back next time with some more opinion spot. And you guys take care.